What's up, guys? It's Michael Sean from Unison Games, bringing you a new series of videos that I'm going to be doing called The Road to Worlds. So Unison Games is hopefully going to be making some traction in the gaming community this year, 2020. We are an official entity now, and not a brick and mortar yet, but we're working on that. And that all kind of depends upon the success of the different programs that we're running. So this particular video series is going to be talking about the Pokemon TCG, which is my personal main game. And basically what it's going to be doing, I've been practicing a little bit this week, is I'm going to start like trying to grind tournaments, because I really want to go to Worlds. But the thing is, it's 2020, which means it's halfway. It's like in January right now. No, it's February 1st today. I think it's February 1st today. Oh my gosh. February 1st. Which means we have like 7 months to Worlds. And I have like no points. So I was playing in a challenge yesterday, and there were people around me, and they were like, I got my invite to Worlds. And they were like, I have 400 points. And I'm like, I got like 12. So anyway, I gotta grind some tournaments, man. So what I'm gonna do, this is kind of like an interesting video series, because I'm not going to be really talking in depth about like individual decks or anything like that. Basically, this is going to be like a little like vlog about tournaments and my experience with tournaments and stuff like that. I think there's a real like deficiency in video content right now about just like what's actually being played at tournaments. Like, we see a lot of deck lists going around, but not a lot of like firsthand, like, hey, I went to a tournament today and this is what happened, and if you're playing the same deck as me, you should watch out for this thing, or if you're not playing the same deck as me, your deck destroys me, or it's really bad against my deck or something. Like, I think that's really cool, and I'm making the commitment to be more of a competitive player, which means I'm going to be playing ideally like tier 1 decks, like winning tournaments, doing stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of the idea of these videos, Road to Worlds. Also going to be making them on the road, which may or may not be legal. We're not sure yet. Probably is, most likely, but, you know, why not? So today I'm heading to Rhode Island. I'm on Route 2 right now and cutting through the podunk parts of Eastern Connecticut. And we are heading over to Rhode Island, Warwick, Rhode Island, Game On Games. I've never been there before. And it's gonna be dope. We have a Cosmic Eclipse Cup. Actually, technically, now that it's February, it might be a Sword and Shield Cup, whatever it is. I think it's technically Sword and Shield 1 is the season right now. I'm also a professor, so I may have some like insight on like just dumb stuff like that that doesn't actually matter. So, but anyway, so we're heading over to this cup. I've been playing Mew Mew this week. I've already hit 2 challenges this week. And the bane of my existence is Tina Chomp Hand Disruption. Wow, yesterday I got beat twice by the same exact 60 cards, I would assume. And it is so bad. Like, I mean, it's great. It's a really good deck. Looks like it's super fun to play. But right now, right before Sword and Shield comes out, it is just destroying Mewtwo. Like, it's really hard to play out of. So here's the thing, right? I'm looking to see if that's more than just my local area, because all the people that were playing Tina Chomp at both of the challenges are from the same group of people. And so I'm thinking maybe that deck isn't as crazy as it seems right now, but maybe it's all the rage. I don't know. I haven't seen anything online for it. I did see this spicy Japanese Tina Chomp spread deck list that I was looking at. It was really more of a Malamar deck, and I saw somebody kind of trying with that a little bit pre-Sword and Shield. I think it's much better post-Sword and Shield, but I'm really looking forward to see if that deck is really like a deck, right? Like if it's kind of like the rage right now. Curious about it. I did hear that they are heading over to Albany today, and I am heading in the other direction to Rhode Island. There were 2 cups, both on pre-release weekends, both equidistant from me, one in New York and one in Rhode Island. So I decided to hit the one up in Rhode Island because I figured most people would go to Albany because, you know, New York. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. very curious to see what the meta's like right now. I was really expecting mostly ADP and Mew Mew, which obviously playing the mirror, it's anyone's game, and Mew Mew is favorable against ADP, which is why I kind of went with the Mew Mew list. I'm also playing Rainbow Mew, just in case you were wondering. I think Welder Mew like isn't a huge thing right now, just because it takes an auto loss to Keldeo. I mean, I guess I could play Turtonator. You're still gonna have a really hard time against Keldeo though, because you got the 1 GX move from the Reshizard that goes through and knocks out a Keldeo. Then you have 1 Turtonator, which knocks out a Keldeo, and that's pretty much it. I think everybody's playing Mist Slash Greninja GX, which means they're either playing Rainbow or a few Water Energies, or both. I played a dude that was playing both. I don't think his list was very good, though. Yeah, so stuff's happening. Hoping for Mew Mew. So basically what's going to happen with these videos is I'm going to take a video before the tournament, talk about some things I'm looking for. Like today I'm seeing if there's a bunch of Tina Chomp. And then after the tournament, I'm going to bring you another video, and we'll just kind of lump them together. And those videos will be talking about how I did in the tournament, what my record was, what decks I went against, whether I smashed or it was a close game, or whether I got smashed. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. Hopefully you guys are somewhat aware of what some of these cards do. I'll try to throw some up on the screen, because since I'm just making these videos in the car with my phone, like, you don't really want to see a full video of just like my face and changing backgrounds out the window. But so we'll probably throw some cards up there. But of course, if you have any questions, be sure to send me some messages. The best way to reach me is probably via Facebook. So you can check out Unison Games on Facebook. We are located primarily in North Haven, Connecticut. In case there are multiple Unison Games Facebook pages. I don't think there are, though. I did check that before making the page. So that's the best way to reach me, but please definitely feel free to throw some stuff in the comment section. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and hopefully we can really kill this tournament. What's up, guys? I'm back. So, Cup in Warwick, Rhode Island happened. So, first of all, way longer than I thought I was. The thing was supposed to start at 12, and it started a little later than 12. That wasn't a big deal, but it ended up being best of 3, which I've never played in a best of 3 Cup before. Looks like the other people that traveled weren't expecting that either. So that was interesting. So there were 14 Masters, so small Cup, which also sucks, because that means only top 4 instead of top 8. Not that it mattered for me, because I didn't do so good. It's pretty bad. Record was 0-3-2, so lots of control at this Cup. Basically, we had first game was me against a Pidgey control, and we ended up tying. No surprise. Totally stomped him first game. Second game, he actually managed to mill me, which I've never actually gotten milled by Pidgey control. I've only tied against it. And then we'd never finished our third game, obviously, because to get through 2 games with Pidgey control, that's a lot. Anyway, second game, I played a senior, but this kid was super good. Like, he had been to Worlds before, which I know isn't that hard to do as a senior, just because you like auto win all your tournaments. You're the only one that shows up, like he was. So yeah, he was playing Stinger Blounce, so that is a favorable matchup against Mewtwo, I think, just in general. Plus, I like the first game was close, and he took it. And then the second game, I like started Dedenne, and it was horrible. Like, I bricked so hard. I've never bricked with Mewtwo as hard as I bricked today with Mewtwo. Like, it was pretty crazy. I had really terrible prize cards like half my games. Whatever. No excuses, though. The first matchup, like, I think I played as well as I could. The second, I think it was fine. Yeah, I think it was okay. I think definitely, like, Blounce just does really well against against Mew Mew. This kid, like I said, he was really good too. So that was the thing. Third game, I played this deck that I've never played against before. It was a Malamar Mew Mew, which I'm going to be calling Malamew. So Malamew, a lot of people playing Malamew. There were, I think, 3 of them out of 14. So there were 3 Pidgeys, 3 Malamews, and Omastar, Gengar, whatever. I'll talk about the top 4 in a second. So yeah, Malamew. So Malamew, really interesting. Like, I don't know how I feel about the deck overall, like if it's super good against everything, but it's really good against Rainbow Mew. Like Malamar was already kind of an awkward matchup, and this matchup has all the awkwardness of Malamar, but then also some of the scariness of Mew Mew, if that makes sense. So like they're playing their main like stuff to copy with Mew Mew. Obviously they're playing Malamar and Giratina, duh. No spell tag. Then they're playing Mew Mew and they're copying Ultra Necrozma, Gengar Mimikyu, Latios GX, and Naganadel GX. So kind of scary, honestly. Like for real, like it was tough to play against. Part of it was just my unfamiliarity with it. I don't know if that's like the hotness anywhere else. But I've never played against it, so I think that was largely part of my downfall. I played it twice in a row. The first time I tied to it, the second time I got beat by it. And so that's the thing. 5th game, played Baby Blounce, which I think can go either way. So it's really favorable for me if my deck doesn't brick, and it's super favorable for him if I can't get my first 2 turns set up well. So first one, I cross division GX'd 3 Pidgeotos and like totally owned the win. Like he just conceded to me when he saw the Espeoxys. So I guess technically I didn't cross division, but functionally I did. Second game, just super brick, like so bad. I had weird things in my hand. I started like 2 Fires, 2 Rainbow, and then like 2 GXs that like I couldn't use. And I forget what my opener was. And yeah, it just wasn't good. It just was not good. And then the third game, I didn't play a supporter for the first 2 turns because I didn't have one. And that's so strange. With Mew Mew, like it's very weird. I tag called, but Guzman Hollow was prized. And Malalana obviously doesn't do anything in the first 2 turns unless you get attacked. So yeah, that was horrible. That was really, really terrible. Like that is frustrating because Mew Mew is really good at not bricking. Anyway, before I left, I took a look at the top 4 table. I had a good idea was what was making it. So there were 2 Pidgeotto controls. In best of 3, Pidgey's just like so good. Unless you're playing a deck that's good against Pidgey, you're gonna lose or tie to it. I am playing a deck that's okay against Pidgey, but like I only played Pidgey once. I wish I would have played Pidgey more. I bet you don't hear that very often. Then the other 2 decks, one of them was Gengar Mimikyu with Omastar. Not like it's just another stall deck, like it's just supporter lock and then you hit him for like stupid damage. That's a kind of a good meta call in best of 3 for right now, only because we had this period of time where we were all only playing 4 to 6 supporters in our deck. You know, like Ability Zard came out and it played 4 Welder and 2 of something else, like whatever else it played. And then Green Zard came out and you were playing 4 Welder, 4 Greens Exploration, and that's it. And like all these decks, and even like Mew Mew used to be like that too, where you would play like 4 Welder and 2 Hapu or something. And then Cosmic Eclipse dropped and we got all these awesome tag team supporters, and now we're all playing Cynthia and Caitlyn, we're all playing Mal and Lana, but we also didn't take out any of the other cards we were playing. So you're sitting there with like Malamew is playing like 4 Cynthia, and then like a bunch of Lilies too, and maybe other stuff. Cynthia and Caitlyn I saw in a couple of them. And then you got Pidgey, which is playing like stupid amounts of supporters, right? Because it's got Jesse James, Baleba Bryson Man, and it's got Mars. Like there's all kinds of supporters running around in that deck, right? And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, so anyway, so Gengar Omastar did really well. Also, because there were so many ties, like, you didn't have to win every game. So stalling decks that took a lot of ties and like a 1 or 2 wins, they actually like made it into top 4, which was cool. That's why we had 2 Pidgeys and an Omastar Gengar Mimikyu. The other deck that was there was a Guardian deck, which looked kind of fun. There were actually 2 people playing a Guardian deck today, which was interesting. Because I thought Guardian was pretty much out of the picture, but apparently not the case. I didn't have to play Guardian, obviously, but Mew Mew is okay against Guardian. It's not bad. I think the people that were playing that were semi-local, because people seem to be, like, somebody teched against Guardian in their Pidgey. They played Alolan Ninetales. My first opponent played the Alolan Ninetales that's immune to GXs in his Pidgey lineup, which I was like, that's awesome, because a lot of them play Ditto anyway. So it's cool tech, very cool tech. One I would definitely play in Pidgey for right now. As far as stuff I learned, interesting, did not see, apparently it's being called Roxy Chomp, but didn't really see Roxy Chomp. Actually, there was nobody playing it, not a single person. So, but people were talking about it, and people teched for it. Somebody teched a Mew against it. Like, I don't know if that's that great. Like, you're just blocking linear attack at that point, because the Weezings add damage. So you're not blocking the Roxy part of Roxy Chomp in that case. But, so it's definitely a good deck. Definitely a good deck. Is it the deck right now? I don't think so. I think this tournament was dominated by control decks and decks that were good against control. Just because some of them, the ones that were playing control, most of them knew that it was a best-of-3 tournament, and control just does really well in a best-of-3 setting because it takes forever to play against a control deck. So, yeah, that's how it happened. I didn't do well at all. Hoping to do better at some tournaments in the future. Not sure if we're going to stick with Mew Mew. I think we might. I don't know, man. I did 3 events this week, 2 challenges, and now this cup. Didn't really do very well at any of them. The 2 challenges, I just was very mediocre. And then this cup I did very poorly. I do think that part of the reason I did poorly today, a big part of the reason why I did poorly today, is just I wasn't prepared as a player because of the Malamute decks, one right after another. Didn't know how to play against it. And that is just the case, I guess, you know? Like, it's something I got to work on. As far as the biggest takeaways from here, if you're a competitive player and you're going to a cup, I don't know if it's even on Pokemon.com to see what format the tournament's going to be, whether it's best of 1 or best of 2. But now I know there are people out there running cups that are not best of 1, and that's really helpful information. Like, even if it's just to be prepared for playing. Like, I'm really glad I brought food down here because I've been here for like 6 hours. So that's the thing. That's definitely a takeaway. I think the takeaway with the Omastar Gengar Mimikyu, I think, could be something that we see a little bit more until Sword and Shield drops, because we do have like almost a full month before that set is legal for play. It doesn't even come out until this, because this is a pre-release weekend that I'm filming this right now on February 1st, which means it doesn't actually release until next Friday, and so it won't be legal until almost the end of February. So, I think Omastar Gengar Mimikyu is not actually a bad play. I think that's a fine play, just because we are playing so many supporters in our deck right now in this format. And then I think the other thing to just be aware of is just watch out for that Malamute deck. I don't know. It didn't end up in top 4. I don't think it was even at the top tables during the last match. It seemed to have very like mediocre to bad finishes. However, it's super good against regular Rainbow Mew Mew, like I'm playing, and it is a deck that I think people will play because people like Malamar. Even when it's bad, Malamar players still try to make Malamar work. And I don't know if Mew is the best version of Malamar right now. I'm not sure. But it is a version that works, and it's really good against other Mew builds. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if I started seeing it more often. So anyway, that is the road to Worlds right now. Worlds is not looking plausible yet, but who knows? Maybe it's going to happen. As far as just the regular old news with channels and all that, make sure that you do like this video, subscribe. I will be bringing a lot more of these. What I'm going to do is when I play the same deck in different tournaments, I'm going to throw them in a playlist. That way you guys can all watch them, and we'll obviously do that by season as well. So definitely like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment below if you want. If there are more of you playing Mew Mew and you want to share your tournament results, definitely do that. Definitely, if you want to comment, I think the best conversation that could be going on is tournament results on this kind of thread. Like, how are you doing in tournaments right now? What decks are you playing? What decks are you hating playing against? Let us know. And also, will you be at Worlds? We'll see. Hopefully, I'll see you there if you're going to be. But anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll be back with more Unison Games content in the future.